Alright, let's see what happened since last time. It's been 2 days and diplomacy has of course been active. Um, yeah, let's get right into it. I did take a quick peek at this turn in order to coordinate with my allies, so I've already seen a couple things, but I haven't exhaustively gone through everything of the new state now. We lost a ship to mines. The boarding ship that we sent to capture the destroyer here died to mines. He was building mines here. I guess he had already launched some. Oh well, that happens. Then we had a combat here. Oh, that was the ship that died to the mines. Yeah, the Firmus, the boarding ship. If you launch it, should just show up at 0 HP. Yeah, that's a bug. If something dies to mines, a combat will still play. But there'll just be 0 HP on this ship. It doesn't explode or anything, this is just going to runtime. After this combat ends, there's just not going to be a ship there. Okay, anyway. We've deconstructed the ship that we captured last turn. We now have Consortium engines 3, jacked photons unlocked, shields 2. Okay, what else did we get? We captured ourselves that remote mining ship that they had up there. This one. Oh, why is this one here? Did he try to send it back? Okay, that's the freighter we sent back. That's the drones we sent out. Yes. Oh, interestingly, it shows in the movement replay with my own light cruiser. With my own light cruiser graphics. Okay, so he was trying to send this one back because he was figuring it wasn't safe, and he was right, it wasn't. So we're gonna send that back and analyze that too. The benefits that we expect are moderate, but he has a shield generator on here, right? Yeah, a shield generator, and I think that's it, what we're going to get from this, since we now have the level 3 engines. Doesn't have a combat sensor or anything on here. He still has that destroyer. He could try and intercept this ship with his destroyer, so I'm going to send it a little bit that way. No, not retrofit. Analyze. Okay. And we sent our drone group through here and got sight on his homeworld. There's nothing defending this war point. His homeworld has facilities. He has a planet shield, which I've checked with my ally. He says it does not prohibit troop landings from taking place. I thought it did, but apparently it was just boarding ships that prevented boarding from taking place if something had shields. Not the same for planets. I can still do my cloaked capturing scheme that I've planned. I'm building these 3 cloaked troop transports, and it looks like that's going to work. Unless, of course, he gets higher level anti-cloak sensors out. He might not. And here's a construction yard here. Some extra guns put in it, I guess. Because I like wasting money on weak-ass defense stations. Topaz, a mini deliverer, small freighter, cargo transport. We're gonna have a shield, ECM, point defense, all that jazz. Otherwise, just a regular transport ship. Okay. His light cruiser design. It was more of a balanced ship, but lots of point defense, which is reasonable given what he's fighting. Still, as long as he just has a couple of these, we're going to more than overwhelm these with the current weapon. I've got a new cruiser design with 2 plasma missiles. I mean, I have drones that have 2 plasma missiles. Don't have the HP and point defense, but still. What's this last one? Another one of his APB cruisers. Okay. And a couple fighters. That appears to be it. On the planet there's just 2 weapon platforms, so weapon platform 1, CSMs. CSM6 don't have the same range, no, they only have 170 range. And tachyon sensors, 1, site level 6. What we figured out there was scanners that didn't work on weapon platforms. I believe tachyon sensors should have no problem working. And that is twice the same design. So right now that planet is very undefended, weapon platform wise. There's of course a couple of ships around here. So I guess the question that begs itself is, can these 9 drones attack this planet? We're going to simulate that later this term. Let's see what else happened. There was this planet up here that I apparently raised. I sent a bunch of my drone groups away so that they wouldn't raise that planet, but apparently that was still too much. Overkill was apparently still enough to kill this planet. Yeah, it only has like 2000 HP. That little watcher said here. That's what the level 1 tags. So now attack group. 2 weapon platforms on there. Those plasma missiles impacting it. And yeah, they shot 2 volleys and it was gone as soon as the first missile from that second volley hit. And I killed a satellite and that's it. So bad, there wasn't much on the planet anyway. It looks like here's another colony found in there. Okay, I'm going to set my already invasion fleet. Of course, did not actually invade anything, so you can just head right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess you can go through for 11. We can just wait on the point. So we're going to set something, find some drones to immediately raise that colony. And we just have this system secured. This is our little mine layer that's heading home with our new methane breathing slaves. How far can you go? There, and then next turn you'll be there, I guess. Mine is gonna get swallowed. So mine sweeper is not going to get swallowed, but you don't need to actually take that route. You can just go this way. There. Since the black hole only does its pull at the end. Not in the hole itself yet, it's just on the other side of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 to jump through. Oh, very good. That works. I was trying to head for the waypoint. I guess we could move that one here now. I don't think I have anything else heading to the waypoint anymore, but still. Okay, let's take some drone group here. 6 newer drones, that'll do. Give an attack order for that one. And move it there. And everybody thing else. Which drone group did I give an order? The last one, good. Everybody else can combine back into the attack fleet. We have a number, yeah, 17. Okay, and I want you guys to go as close to that planet down there as possible. And we are going to need to combine with our minesweepers before we attack this planet. So you are also going to go there. Are they going to 2, 0 or 2, -1? What coordinates were they stopping on? 2, 0, yes, so that's right. There's this little attack group here that I sent down. I guess it would make sense if you were going to try and escort this ship. Just go that way. Try to trace the path that this ship has before he decides to attack it. Alright, the boarding ship isn't going to do anything then. They don't have anything immediately that I can see that it can attack. I can't tell it to attack the destroyer that he has, but only if it leaves the minefield. So I'm just going to have it to sit there as it is right now on idle. The explorer I'm going to send through. So the cloak actually doesn't do anything, the stealth armor one. Here was methane. There's no methane in here. He actually wrote a binary star system as his homeworld, which means he has fewer planets in here. Let's just go send this thing somewhere. Oh, why not go there? Actually means the homeworld is just out of your sensor range, but we're gonna have to. We're going to keep this one in sensor range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why don't you go there? And then we're going to simulate if they can do anything later. Alright, so the diplomacy that happened. It does not look like Mr. Zorn is going to surrender anything. I believe he's trying to get help from the other guys in the galaxy, the United Blades Federation as it was, and I've gotten a lot more info about them. So, first of all, what was that game? The Slurpner Raiders have made a treaty with the Twilight Collective. In fact, we can look at it in other relations. They have made a treaty that is called war, so nobody sees that they're not at war. And with that treaty, they are giving them a lot of intelligence on enemy ship designs and all the sensors that they are sharing in the Alliance. They are now sharing with the Twilight, and the Twilight, of course, sharing that info with me. And I believe next turn we should also get a complete map, because the Eee Consortium, who we also have sensors on now, also share. Or they started as an ancient race, so they have the entire map of the game at the start, or from the start already. Which means we can now look at everything they have. Look at all their planets. Research intel. See all the defenses, what's on their war points. They have. For now, it's only in systems that we actually have settled, but again, I believe next turn we're going to get the remaining maps. We can even see that they have a Kantara ship that they have sensors on, so the Kantara are with their association of the Federation sharing sensors with these people. And I can see that there's a Kantara colony here, which has a subspace transmitter. So it adds 6 to the combat attack modifier to all ships and units in the system. They have the interdimensional tech. Yeah, so they have some fun stuff in there, but otherwise, yeah, resupply deploy 2 miners. He doesn't have any other colony in here, so he's missing the spaceport in order to actually get the minerals back. Unless, tell me, what does he have? Natural merchants? Usually a trait I don't like to pick. Does not require spaceports. Yes, he has natural merchants trait. Okay, save 7 at 1 point. We ourselves are still checking for cloak form, because that can beat the level 2 tachyon sensors that the Gurak employ. You can see some of their colonies here. The shipset that they have makes these boxes translucent, so that's what it is. No, we don't actually have scanner on his weapon platforms yet. But this is going to be a major benefit to my ally Mystic here, Twilight, who now can see where his defenses are strong and where they are weak. So I expect him to be able to do a lot of damage to the Gulag in the coming turns. Okay, and I'm going to be seeing what the Kantara look like here. Actually, my ally did send me a complete map that the Slopanor shared with him out game. But let's see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. I opened it. This is the map that I got shared. So if we open this, tab back to it, we can see all the Kantara colored systems in here. They don't have a lot of systems, much as I expected, but they more or less act as a buffer state here. They have these one or two systems that are more or less like crossroads, choke points between the system down here that the Zorn and me and the Kantara are more or less involved in, and the central systems that the Slurpanor, which have these three systems, I believe, and then the E and the Gulag have. So that's the current state of the map right now. As you can see, the Zorn don't really seem to have much of anything. That up here down there would just appear to be a scouty ship. We see it. Yeah, he just has a scouty ship. Frigate A3. And then a few Kantara colonies, actually. Interesting. Kantara also has a scouting frigate. Mapping this Dead End Nebula. Not a choice I would have made to map Dead End Nebula, but okay. Doesn't look anybody has settled this trinary system. 3 stars. Gotta be a crystal rays and put some solar collectors in here. So yeah, it really does look like once I manage to knock over his homeworld, the Kantara are the Zorn are pretty much going to be out of the game. And I don't even need to necessarily knock over his homeworld. I could also just try and blockade it. We'll see if my 9 drones are enough, and if not, I'm going to have more than 2 or 3 turns. Okay, so that's it for the situation as it is right now. We can look at the comparison screen real quick. Kentara much down, Zorn also very far down. Slurpano, as you can see, they didn't have much in the way of systems, also quite very far down, like 300k score, 12 planets. And then there's the first class of players, Mystic, Gurak, the E, and me. So we have 4 strong and 3 weaker players in this game right now. The E, that being Quok, the guy who made this mod, actually have research and resource amounts that are similar to the ones that Mystic and me have. I'm still way ahead in research and intelligence points. Mystic has the most resources by some margin. We have a few less, but a research amount that is somewhere in between the two of us. Okay, one other thing we discussed is that I'm going to spend half my intel points on cooperative attack on the Twilight Collective, which means that they can do intel attacks against the Gurak and maybe the E without me showing up in the log as the perpetrator. So I'm going to cancel all my intelligence spending on the others here. For the Zoran Collective, I think I'm just going to go for Sabotage Empire-wide, which I believe lets me steal technologies if I want. And then that's 80% of my points spent, and the rest goes on defense. As you can see, nobody has tried to attack us yet. We have defense successes, 0 out of 0. Espionage successes are 10 went through out of 34 attempts, which is actually a decent rate. Most attempts get foiled. And now that we've set something to sabotage, we're going to see more there. I'm not actually sure how a cooperative intel shows up. Okay, all empires, enemy empires, one of the ones I've picked. There it is. Let's give some orders to our stuff. What's our economic situation look like? Fine right now. So let's queue some things. Let's go through the rest of our event log. Got a message. All communication tabs have retrieved messages being sent from the Zone Collective to the Kantara Imperium. We already have maps of most, if not all, systems. Thank you. So they were trying to give them maps in exchange for some sort of support, no doubt. But it might well be that the Kantara are associated more closely to that federation than I had expected, and that they actually have all the ancient race map from the E. The message makes it sound like that. Most, if not all, systems. Then we have level 2 construction, which is something our ally is researching. That lets us start to build cruisers or light cruisers at the start. And level 3 is then needed for big star bases and large ships. I'm not sure if he wants to go cruisers or big ships. I would be interested in star bases for boosting our economy with remote mining at some point in the near future. Got a couple of designs and reports. Let's look at those reports. Nothing interesting. Just a small freighter that ran into some mines, I would guess. This combat report where nothing else happened. And something running into one of his tachyon sensor drones. Okay. I've taken the gift that the Zone Collective gave me. They gave me level 1 economics and 1,000 rats, which is, of course, very little, but I'm not going to send those gifts back, of course. Free money, I can actually use that. I don't have full storage of radioactives, and I mean, I'll take those 1,000 research points or what they are as well. I sent him a message. Defensive troops, meaning the police troops, are making some planet happier. And then we build a bunch of stuff. Spaceport, drones, mines, research. Another boarding ship, finished in this system, which we don't immediately need for the front down here, so I'm going to be sending it towards the Kantara. Why don't I send it after this ship? Why not? Does he have any tech that I would want? Kantara Imperium design is actually the only one I have. Oh god! Here's these weird trans-dimensional weapons. Skips almost all shields and armor. This is a seeking weapon. Yeah, my ship is going to eat shit if it tries to attack this one. Hey, you're not going to try and board this one, even though the quantum engines would be very nice. Flux pods are interdimensional technologies. They generate supplies. And then the subspace field generator generates a movement point. They are essentially a solar sail version for the interdimensional tech. Between the flux pods, which generate supplies like solar collectors, and the subspace field gens, which accelerate your ships, you don't really need the solar collecting tech as a interdimensional race. Maybe if I could board this ship and would give it to my ally who also has the interdimensional tech, he does, right? He would be able to make much more use of this. So the null space shield there. Yeah. Been so long I've forgotten what he even has. He does have the interdimensional tech, yeah. Yeah, he does. Okay. So, let's see. Could you capture that ship, or would you die as horribly as I would expect? Okay, that's my ship. Has the anti-shield weapon, so it can actually board this. We need to attack it for a little bit though. But the skips everything missile is going to tear you apart, is it? Ah, I can actually shoot it down, awesome. The bomblet missile shoots twice, even with the 1 second fire rate. Great. Does that still work if you get closer? Apparently it was just one shot. That's my missile, my anti-shield weapon working here. Oh no, one hit got through. Destroyed my shield depleter and damaged the bombard. So that's it, GG. Without the shields being depleted, the ship cannot do anything. Now its boarding troops got destroyed and it's turning away. So we can sim this again, see if the output of if the outcome is just very random or not. But if the second simulation does not work out, I'm just going to say that no, we should give our ship something else to do. Yep, yeah. It just dies horribly. Didn't even get any ship hits up. Well, the point defense working or not is more or less random, and if you try to close in, the time that your point defense has to work goes down. So, little boarding ship made in Texrec, go find something else to do. Shouldn't put you on a warp point. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Driving sneaky there. Of course, that's also one of his Sanics. I can't capture that either. That's right, I think I did see his ship moving through the system at some point. Oh yeah, just collecting a few more scans out of the systems here, and then he moved inside the storm, huh? Yeah, that's what he did. Trying to be sneaky. Unfortunately, I see you. It's not even a hiding storm. Just reduces shield strength. So maybe he's just passing through there, not trying to hide. Who knows? I'm still going to send the ship this way. Maybe I can capture the cruiser that they have on the warp point here. Oh, Tentabrai. Go here, and in 2 or 3 turns you're gonna ask again about what you're supposed to do. This is another drone, another Scotty drone that we split off from the other group. So you're just going to we're gonna stick you somewhere where we need scans. I can't put you on an indefinite scan inside this place because you only have a solar collector. I want to put you inside this nebula, why not? Hmm. Don't have anywhere to hide, but that's fine. Really just need to keep an eye on the warpoint there. Good, anything else that needs sensors? A transport, cargo, a mine layer. Other mines that we have been building in our home system done? Nope, not. Don't necessarily need to be. I think we have some mines that are done here. I'm just building drones indefinitely. Building research centers, and you're also still building research centers. But we can pick up your mines and lay them either on the warp point between me and my ally here. They aren't really needed. Doesn't look like Gulag has anything that's going to be able to sneak through. So I guess I'm just going to move the mines down. Move them to this warp point. For now, yes. Let's see in a couple of turns, or in 8 or 9 turns, what the decision will be then. If we're going to lay them here, if we're going to lay them elsewhere. Here or there or something. Was the system already settled by the zone? No, it isn't. He's really not been expanding fast, is it? This is right next to his home system. Okay, anything else? Establish a gas. Oh yeah, no, home world. Let's still colonize the gas plant right next to it. Limit is gonna be methane, so you don't need to load population really. We've made this a not volume even. Otherwise, you're gonna be building colony ships for the remaining domed planets in the system. Although the methane ones are soon going to be undomed. Yay. They're all methane planets except for this oxygen. Damn. Ally sending a colony ship through here. Methane planets to undome once we get the slaves up. Right. 3 drones in this place. We can send them to attack that ship. He's probably not gonna like that very much, but I know he's seen my colonies and knows that this is my system, so he doesn't really have much of a right to complain. We went through here. Oh, there's some pollution events. Let's check. 3 what Nero drones against one of his Sanics. Sonic. Fight! Oh yeah, he dies horribly. He doesn't have any point defense, does he? And I outrange him. So yes, they can most definitely do that. And then I guess I can just guard the jump point. Whatever. Okay. Then nothing else wants orders anymore but this drone group. Before we do that, let's check. There are 2 planets that don't have anything to do right now. So let's give them jobs. We didn't just colonize this. Build a single drone here. Why don't we build a single drone here? Let's just add more converter plant. I guess I wanted to queue up infinite building of these. I forgot. And the second planet didn't have anything to do with this system. We're gonna no, it's not one of Intel, it's a farming facility actually. So you can also do much the same. Build drones forever and a day. Or you just finish building all your secret police troops and then some drones. Let's check again. Should we update our designs? We have level 2 shields, we have the contra terrain engines now. We should probably upgrade our designs with the contra terrain engines now. I'm going to pull out that chart of the engine speeds. Wait a moment. Alright, I pulled it up. This is the chart for the speeds. Right now we have Ion Engines 5 and Contra Terrain Engines 3 are just 1 tick better. They are 85 speed instead of 80 speed. It doesn't actually make our frigates or destroyers any faster. It doesn't help with speed for any other ships. Unless we had base ships. It would make colony ships faster actually by 1 step if we put in a full complement of engines. And since we now have the level 2 engines here, we can also make our fighters faster. Have them go from 9 to 10 base speed. Doesn't actually do anything for drones, unfortunately. And troop engines are based on the tech level of the troop tech now, not actually engines. They're not tied to the engines anymore. So we could make faster fighters, faster colony ships, and faster base ships going from Ion 5 to Contra Terrain 3. I think we've done enough micro-optimizing with the colony ships, and we don't really need or use fighters, so I think I'm just going to leave that be. I'm gonna put that sheet away real quick. Alright, let's continue. We don't really need to do much in the way of updates. Level 3 cloaks, we don't actually need to put on anything yet. I believe the next level of tachyon sensor is going to be able to see through level 2 and 3 cloaks just as fine. And it's only level 4 cloaks that will matter again. Then we got level 1 economics, so we don't need to put on any ships. Okay. Check this again. So there are some places building Nero 1s. Interesting, why are they building Nero 1s? Delphon 1, why are you building Nero 1s? Because I set you to repeat build and never change that. Unfortunately, since this one counts as under construction, you can't upgrade it. I'm just going to have to cancel the under construction one and set this one to be Nero 2s, which have the upgraded ordnance storage and one extra level of plasma missiles. And there was a Nero in Vagon 5. 2, 5, much the same issue. Repeat build. There you go. Yeah, that should be it. Two places building Eugenius, the cloaked troop ships that we had. So another place. Yeah, you were gonna finish off your mines first before you started on yours. But that's one's gonna take a little bit longer. Well, it has a lower build rate too. Maybe we wanna build it on this one. Unfortunately, you can't see how far or how close to completion this ship is, so I'm not gonna change it now. Alright, I'm not gonna go through all my planets and see if they are going to finish this turn, but at least we know that nobody's idle this turn. And we're still fine on money. It might well be that the Zone Collective is going to kill our treaty soon, which is going to be reducing our trade income a little bit, but trade income is not that important anymore. And if something goes that way, a couple K less minerals I can deal with. Good. You were building troops for those ships. You're building 32, you already finished a couple. Yeah, 36 is what each ship has. Each ship needs. You already finished a couple, and then you have 18 here and 18 there. That's all the troops that one gets. Emma's gonna get raised. Must have only been placed very recently, so I don't think he's gonna have anything there, unless I just missed it for a couple turns and he has some weapon platforms. Then let's do the thing and simulate his homeworld. You are still busy, and you are still busy as well. You're gonna build some replacement troops after. They were all Neros? No. 3 Pios, 4 Pios, and 5 Nero. Versus his homeworld, which had these 2 weapon platform ones. There's 3 fighters, 10 fighters, 11 fighters. And then 3 Dasties, one of the patrol cruiser does these. And a Topaz, 2, and then his constructor yard. Let's see if I can remember that real quick to simulate it. Three of these, one of those, the constructor. That one doesn't really matter. 11 of these. And the Topaz 2. Do you have a watcher? I don't think so. Let's give him a planet. Romulus will make a fine comparison, since it's full with full population and all the facilities that go on there. Just can remove a few facilities since we have more facilities on our planets. We can also remove our own units and add his 2 weapon platforms. Good. It's his side. My side is just going to be the drones. One, two, three, 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. That's it. See how well they fare. Fighters might actually be relatively effective. Of the ranges real quick. Point defense bomblets doing stuff here. But his weapons are definitely impacting and taking a few of these drones out. These fighters are more effective than I had assumed. Now all my plasma missiles are getting onto his ships. His point defense is actually sufficient when he has a couple ships bunched up to take them all down. Very good. They're very good for him, that is. Now some of my ships are being stupid. They're at max range to something else, but in close range to some of his ships. And they're getting destroyed by his direct fire APBs. Couple more drones still doing stuff here. Can they penetrate the point defense of this soul ship that is alone? No, they cannot. He has 2 point defense cannons. That's enough. Oh, and a flak cannon. I don't expect his... Oh, I did not expect his plasma weapons to do much, but my drones apparently have destroyed their PD already. So, no! 9 drones will not be able to kill his homeworld or even blockade it because we just failed against his ships. We did not actually need to engage his station or the weapon platforms. His ships are enough to clear up these 9 drones. Then what I'm going to do with these is just stay there as a sentry. I could try and go and raise some of the planets that he has elsewhere in the system. Maybe I can even drag his ships away with that. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to wait a little bit. Just going to move into the center of the system. Try not to go immediately right next to his homeworld. And we will await the sensor scans from the Luminaire here to see if these 2 planets are attackable or not. He surely has domed colonies on these. Surely. Okay. We need to launch anything else? No, there's just 1 more drone here. And 4 more here. If he were to go and move his little combat ship group through the warpoint and attack one of our planets, there wouldn't be all that much I can do against it right now. When a boarding ship alone is going to be dying against a small group of ships. These are all just support ships. That is 1 combat ship, but that is more effective than one of those combat drones that I have. The 4 combat drones that are in addition here, together with that 1 actual combat ship, are not going to be too much more than those drones I had just simulated. The actual defense is going to be the weapon platforms, and there's just the 1 here, because we're going to finish a second. So one thing we can do, much like he, is just build mines that we can put into space immediately. He doesn't have any minesweepers, so just 10, 20 mines. Quite enough. Oh well, but slow build. Gonna still take forever. I suppose you are going to take so long to actually build. Damn, I killed it. Oh well, that was only gonna be like 2 slow build turns of construction in there anyway, so fine, go build some mines. And next time you can launch some. Much like he did. And he's continued building mines, it seems. He isn't actually going to be building 27 mines in a turn though, is he? It's a lot of mines. Actually, he might. How expensive is a mine? Like 30. It's 900 construction rate. you build mines that are a little bit cheaper, like 28 minerals. Like 700. Take one of our colonies. Doesn't have any shipyard that has a 500 build rate. Yeah, maybe something, building something like 27 lines per turn after all. It would suck if his mines were too big for my fleet once it arrived here in 2 turns. Because you there's 27 now, 27 on the planet, and that builds 27, 27 more. If you had 100 or something. What was the number that I could sweep? That is 10, 60, 120 mines. Yeah, that was pretty much in range of what we could deal with. I was considering just sending in the minesweepers and sending them out, but then they'd probably get destroyed by the ship in the meantime. So no, let's go as we were. Combine this with our attack fleet. I guess it is going to be there in 2 turns. Very well. Very well. Okay, I think that's it for this turn. Don't need to do anything else. We've given orders to everything. Let's make a save, just in case processing the turn crashes. And then, is there another message? No. There were some unhappiness events from pollution. One planet is heading towards very unpleasant. It went from good to mild. Yeah, small colony. Gonna put all those radioactive facilities, space yards on there. That's gonna make people unhappy. So let's just put some police troops on there. Oh, not 20. Gonna need more than that. Okay, that's fine. Where was the other one? Another plan went from good to mild, and we'll go to unpleasant, just regular unpleasant, not very unpleasant. Oh yeah, and you're gonna be building a lot more mines as well. So you queue up some happiness as well. There you go. Oh, and you have emotionless people anyway. Nobody cares then. What was the other planet? Oh, you're hydrogen breathers. You are actually Romulans. You have emotions. Like those slimy Vulcans. You do. Good. Then let's hand it in, and I'll see what happens next turn.